Hey there! Welcome to the Wingman AI family. We're thrilled to have you on board and can't wait to show you how to use your very own Wingman. Wingman AI is here to make every game a blast. Why not let it help you out with those complex tasks you've got on your plate? Or maybe try role-playing, where it get to be all sorts of characters. Let's dive in and see how it works, and how you can personalize everything to your liking. The sidebar shows all your wingmen in your current profile. By default, there's a Star Citizen profile with 2 wingmen, ATC, to simulate air traffic control, and computer as your ship computer. Just talk to them by holding one of the push-to-talk buttons. On the right-hand side, you'll find the chat terminal. Here you can see your conversation with your wingmen, along with some extra info like skill or command execution, generated images, and more. By default, View All is selected in the sidebar. This means you'll see messages from all your wingmen. You can also click on a wingman avatar to focus on them and filter the messages displayed. Let's talk about profiles. A profile is just a set of wingmen with a name. You can have multiple profiles for different games or scenarios. There's just one profile active at a time, and you can only interact with wingmen in your current profile. Click on any profile name to open a menu that allows you to load, modify, or delete it. We'll give you a Star Citizen and general profile to get you started, but these are just a few examples. The great thing about Wingman AI is that it's not just limited to Star Citizen and doesn't need any extra support from a game to work. Our awesome community has set up some pre-configured wingmen for different games on our Discord server, so feel free to check them out. Let's take a moment to check out the application settings. These settings are application-wide options, whether to select audio devices, set up specific providers, or configure general interactions with any wingman. You can also switch on voice activation mode right here. This feature lets you chat with your wingmen without having to press a push-to-talk button, making things even easier for you. If you want to change your profile name, manage your subscription, or request features, just use the More button. Now let's talk about how you can personalize your wingmen and make the experience just right for you. The configuration is like the heart and soul of any wingman. This is where you get to define its personality, voice, AI model, and more. One of the most important things to think about when creating your wingman is their backstory, which is basically like a little personality profile. This is where you can really personalize things to fit your needs. Now, this is an AI prompt, so you can use some cool prompt engineering techniques here as well. If you're ever unsure about something, just give it a go. Be creative and have fun with your wingman. Your wingman listens to your voice and turns it into written text, which is then sent to the wingman. We offer different providers for you to choose from, but Faster Whisper is selected by default and will work just fine in most cases. The second part of the processing is sending your input to a large language model. The AI will then create a response and may or may not execute a command or skill based on the input you gave it. We support a variety of AI providers, but you'll need your own API key for some of them. You can also connect to local models for a chat, but they probably won't support function calls, meaning commands and skills won't be executed. The last step in the process is to turn the AI response back into speech, which you can do by selecting a provider and voice. Wingman Pro gives you unlimited access to loads of voices, and most of them are also multilingual. Let's take a look at the audio settings. Use the slider to change the volume of this particular wingman. You can also modify the output voice with cool sound effects regardless of the text-to-speech provider you use. Now, let's look at a really exciting feature of Wingman AI, commands. Commands are basically functions, and we tell the AI in advance which functions we have. If the AI model supports function calling, it will then analyze what you tell it and might decide to execute one of the commands. Here's a list of all the commands you've set up for your wingman. Feel free to create new ones or click on existing commands to edit them. Most of our example commands use some of Star Citizen's default key bindings. It's important to understand that each wingman defines its own commands, so you need to talk to the wingman that defines a command to actually execute it. This allows you to have multiple wingmen with different roles and possibilities. The command description is basically the magic string that the AI uses to decide whether to execute a command or not. It's intelligent, so you don't have to learn the names or phrases by heart. For example, if you define a command like request landing permission, you can tell the wingman, "I want to land," and it will likely execute the correct command. Just make sure your command names are unique and separable so that the AI has a chance to pick the right one. AI commands obviously take time to process, but you can also activate them instantly and skip the whole AI processing by defining an instant activation phrase. In this case, the command is just executed if you say the exact phrase. Finally, actions are what should happen if the command is executed. Wingman AI offers a variety of different input actions, like keyboard presses, mouse actions, or even audio playback, and you can mix and match as you like, so feel free to play around with them. Now, let's talk about skills. As you know, commands are basically a function that we use to simulate key presses and so on. Skills take this up a notch by allowing developers to define whole new functions that the AI can execute. This is where the real magic happens, because these functions can do almost everything. We've already included a bunch of useful skills that let you retrieve live data from external APIs, modify the behavior of your wingmen, control Spotify, and much more. The possibilities are endless, and most skills are developed and maintained by our community. There are many more for different games and use cases that we don't bundle with Wingman AI, so make sure to check them out on our Discord server.